Call the May 26th meeting, Palmyra Borough Council order. Vice President Rydell, I'll be covering for President Denver Wilson in his absence this evening. Everybody please rise for pledge allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence for our armed services. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Brenda, can you please call the roll?
Absolutely. Counselor Andrews.
Present.
Counselor Flegel. Here. Counselor Nye. Here. Counselor Pearson.
Here.
Counselor Rydell.
Here.
Counselor Scheer.
Here.
Counselor Wilson is absent. Mayor Miller.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Announcements, please silence all cellular devices during the meeting. Council members, please turn on your microphones. Borough Council held the executive session prior to this evening's meeting to discuss personnel issues as permitted by the Pennsylvania Sunshine Act. Any official action resulting from tonight's executive session will occur during a public meeting. No special visitors this evening, so we open up the podium for public comment period number 1. Please limit your comments to 5 minutes. State your name and address for the record, please.
Rebecca Zalat, 411 East Main Street. Promise this is like the last time for a while. On behalf of the Palmyra Community Parade Committee tonight, we just wanted to extend another thank you to Borough Council for your continued support and approval of this year's Memorial Day Parade. Is it me? Thank you. Because of your partnership, we're able to bring our community together in a way to honor those who gave their lives in service to our country. This year, I just wanted to share that we welcomed 37 participating organizations in the parade. Even though it started off quite rainy, we dried up and everyone was able to participate. We don't have an exact attendance count, but I can share that the Rotary Club prepared 1,500 flags to hand out, and we ran out before the parade route was over. So it seemed to be really well attended, a great turnout, and an extra thank you to our police department for coordinating all of the road closures, directing traffic, being very flexible with the weather in the beginning, and helping to ensure that our event was safe for participants and everyone who was able to watch, and all of our passer-throughs that didn't know there was a parade. We look forward to returning later this summer with a request for a Saturday date in November for the holiday parade, and hopefully continue our tradition. So thank you again.
Hey, thank you. That was fun. We had a really good time, and there was a lot of kids. We had 8 big bags of candy, and we ran out before the end of the parade.
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, it's hard to know how many attended, but it's nice to know what you've prepared and if it was enough or not. So it seemed to be a really amazing turnout for a pretty, cloudy, dreary day. So.
Yeah, it was really nice. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.
Anybody else for public comment period number 1?
Brad Fry. I own properties at 558 North Railroad and 107 East Cherry. I'm actually here on behalf of In the Net Sports Complex. Just wanted to inquire about how I seek approval, permission, possibility of renting the softball field at Memorial Park. I've been unable to get a response from the borough as to how I do that. So I just wanted to inquire tonight how I go about doing so.
I actually had that under Borough Manager's report for this evening. So I apologize that I didn't email you back, but I wanted to talk to them about continuing the borough's council's policy about renting that out to In the Net.
Okay.
So until I get that answer, I really didn't have anything. I still should have emailed you back, so my apologies, but no, they're gonna have to make a decision.
Okay, so you'll follow up with me, I should hang out?
I promise I will follow up with you.
Alrighty.
If I don't, come see me.
Okay, alrighty, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Seeing no other public comment, we'll close public comment period number 1. Moving on to the consent calendar. Following agenda items will be acted upon by a single motion unless a member of Borough Council wishes to specify an item to be voted on separately. Approve the minutes of the May 12th, 2026 Borough Council meeting. Approve payment of all bills listed on the April 2026 detailed check listing report. And approve the treasury report for the period January 1 through April 30th, 2026. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
On to action discussion items. Ordinance number 841, Palmyra zoning ordinance amendment. Purpose of this public hearing is to afford the public the opportunity to comment on the proposed amendment of the Palmyra zoning ordinance as required by section 609 of Pennsylvania Municipality Planning Code. The ordinance proposes the following. It amends chapter 380 to add definitions for live, work, residential development, and redevelopment tract. It amends the zoning ordinance to authorize live, work, residential development within the town residential zone. It amends the zoning ordinance to add new sections for redevelopment tract development and live, work, residential development, and adds regulations for such type of development. The Palmyra Planning Commission made a recommendation to the Borough Council to approve the amendment at the April 22nd, 2026 Planning Commission meeting. The ordinance was sent to the Lebanon County Planning Department on April 8th, 2026, as required by section 609 of the MPC, and no comments have been received back. The ordinance was advertised in the May 7th and May 14th editions of the Lebanon Daily News. The ordinance was sent to the Lebanon Law Library on April 15th, 2026. Borough Council may act at the conclusion of the public hearing or at any public meeting held within 60 days of the second legal advertisement date of May 14th, which is Monday, July 13th, 2026. I now open the public hearing on ordinance 841. This hearing is for comments on the proposed zoning amendment only. Please come to the microphone, state your name and address for the record, and limit comments to the ordinance. Public will have 5 minutes each.
Good evening, council members. My name is Jack DeChico, representing Ventura Real Estate Development, the property owner of 101 North Harrison Street. I want to thank you for the opportunity to address the council tonight. In 2021, Ventura acquired 8 parcels of underutilized industrial land and surface parking lots within the borough. After conducting extensive research regarding the highest and best use, it was our express intent of transforming the property into a new multifamily residential development. That's 5 years ago. In 2022, the borough's zoning hearing board granted special exceptions and variances, allowing us to develop a portion of the property with 90 units. Despite that approval, the project proved economically infeasible. We were unable to attract investors or secure financing, and the project did not move forward. Earlier this year, we returned to the zoning hearing board requesting the same relief, along with some additional accommodations, to redevelop the entire property with 160 total units. The zoning hearing board denied only 2 portions of our application related to building height and lot coverage, and I want to address that directly. Our proposal is not unusual for the neighborhood. Just a few blocks from our site, there's already a 3.5 or 4-story, it's a unique building, that was an industrial building that was redeveloped into an apartment building with nearly 100% lot coverage. So the question to me isn't whether this kind of redevelopment belongs here. It clearly already does. The question is whether the ordinance should reflect that reality. So following the zoning hearing board's latest decision, our team worked closely and collaboratively with borough staff and professionals to identify a better path forward, one that would allow properties like ours to be redeveloped without being constrained by zoning requirements that were simply not designed with adaptive reuse in mind. For these reasons, we fully and enthusiastically support Borough Council's adoption of ordinance number 841. This ordinance is expected to do the following. First, it will unlock creative redevelopment. It gives developers the flexibility to reimagine blighted and obsolete industrial and commercial sites as vibrant, livable communities, much like the celebrated Wilbur Chocolate Factory redevelopment in Lidditz, and numerous other successful adaptive reuse projects across the region. So what you're doing is not an anomaly. There's plenty of similar instances. Second, the ordinance will help address a critical housing shortage. New housing stock is desperately needed in the borough and surrounding municipalities. This ordinance creates a meaningful pathway to deliver it. The ordinance also reflects how people live and work today by requiring amenities to encourage remote work and recreational activities. Features that are increasingly essential as remote work becomes a permanent part of life for many residents. Lastly, the ordinance facilitates the conversion of vacant, deteriorating structures with new construction that will strengthen the tax base, support neighboring property values, and attract the kind of steady residential population that new businesses look for when choosing where to locate. For all these reasons, we respectfully urge Borough Council to adopt ordinance number 841 as drafted. And in closing, I want to express my sincere gratitude to the Borough staff and Borough Council. From the very beginning, we approached this project as a partnership with the borough. Everyone familiar with the facts knows that without the Borough Council and the borough staff support, this project would not have survived a year. It's not a figure of speech, it's simply the truth. It wouldn't have survived. We are equally grateful to the Borough Planning Commission for their unanimous recommendation to approve the ordinance. Unanimous votes don't happen by accident. They reflect a genuine and shared belief that this project is right for the community. To the borough staff and council members who have given their time, and you know who you are, who asked the hard questions and stayed engaged through a very long process, thank you. I personally look forward to rewarding that confidence by delivering a project that this community will be proud of for years to come. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Hearing no further comment, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? There's no further discussion. Assuming. Council, we now have ordinance 841 before us for discussion. Does any council member wish to speak on the ordinance? Okay, no further discussion. Do I have a motion to enact ordinance 841, an ordinance amending chapter 380 of the Palmyra Borough Code to amend the town residential zoning district by adding regulations for live, work, residential development, and redevelopment tract development?
Motion.
Second.
Brenda, can we have a roll call vote, please?
You want a roll call?
Roll call.
Sure, absolutely. On this roll call, if you vote yes, you'll be voting to approve and enact ordinance 841. Counselor Andrews,
Yes.
Counselor Flegel,
Yes.
Counselor Nye,
Yes.
Counselor Pearson,
Yes.
Counselor Rydell,
Yes.
Counselor Shear.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay. We have an announcement to make. The agenda order is going to be changed so the Borough Council can seek advice from the Borough Solicitor while she is in attendance. The discussion on skill gains will move to the end of the action discussion items, and the Borough Council will pause the meeting to move into executive session before the skill games. We will return at the end of that executive session to finish the meeting at the end of the executive session. Thank you. Moving on, next item will be ordinance 842, amend chapter 350, parking regulations. Discussion on if appropriate. Suggest motion to enact ordinance 842, an ordinance to amend chapter 350 of the Palmyra Borough Code of Ordinance to revise parking regulations regarding handicap parking. The floor is open for discussion. Yeah, that's what was in your packet.
That was provided to you at the last meeting?
Yes, that's what
Yeah,
it
it
was.
was about the handicap parking spots. 3 to add, 2 to remove?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next item is road closure request. Roma Fun Fest Day, June 20th. Discussion on, if appropriate, suggested motion to authorize the closure of the unnamed street south of the town square on Saturday, June 20th, 2026, from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. for the Roma Fun Fest Day. Chief, does you guys have any issues with that? Floor is open for discussion. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion. I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That one passes.
Now, this one, originally, I had provided you a copy of the June 18th application. Before the meeting, I updated it to include the other 2 meetings that they had requested. And I did receive the insurance certificate today. So we do have that for all 3 events.
Okay, road closure request, Palmyra Church of the Brethren, June 18th, August 13th, October 31st, 2026. Discussion on if appropriate. Suggest a motion to authorize a closure of East Arch Street from North Hamilton Alley to North Chestnut Street on Thursday, June 18th and August 13th from 4 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. for the church cookout, picnic, and carnival. And on Saturday, October 31st, 2026, from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. for trunk or treat. Any discussion?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a motion?
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. All right, next item up for bid. Appointment of the Borough Manager Secretary. Discussion on appropriate. Suggested motion to approve Resolution 2026-23 for appointment of Kim Kaufman to serve as the Borough Manager Secretary at the discretion of the Borough Council until the first Monday of January 2028. Council discussed this personnel matter in executive session prior to meeting, and the floor is open for discussion on the motion only. No, okay, do we have a motion to hire
Motion.
Mr. Kaufman as our new borough manager?
I'll second
Motion.
it.
Brenda, can we have roll call?
You want a roll call?
Yes.
Sure.
We get a second.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Brenda.
You second.
Okay. Your vote, if you vote yes on this motion, you will be voting to approve Resolution 2026-23 for the appointment of Kim Kaufman. Counselor Andrews.
Yes.
Counselor Flegel.
Yes.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
Counselor Nye.
Yes.
Counselor Pearson.
Yes.
Counselor Rydell.
Yes.
Counselor Shear.
Yes.
Have a unanimous vote.
Congratulations, Mr. Kaufman.
Yeah.
If you'd like, you can
Working
come
with
up here
you,
and
sir.
sit next to Cindy. Or you can stay back there. All right, next item on the agenda is the appointment of the Assistant Borough Manager to serve as the Assistant Zoning Officer. Discussion on, if appropriate, suggested motion to approve Resolution 26-24, appointing the Assistant Borough Manager Brenda Pura to serve in the capacity as Assistant Zoning Officer at the discretion of the Borough Council until the first Monday of January 2027.
Did you see how I changed
I
that?
see that.
Listen, let me explain a little bit of why. We do not have an assistant zoning. Before we had two, now we're down to one. The problem that's going to arise in July is we will have probably 3 zoning hearing board applications, and that happens to be the week that Bill goes on vacation. So he deserves a vacation, and if I can serve as the assistant, I can actually attend those, which I would have attended anyway. So I just have to be involved with him with the serving and the mailing of everything and the posting so that I can testify at the hearing that it was done. But this is kind of a housekeeping kind of thing,
Any other discussion?
okay?
Any other discussion?
I made the motion.
Motion.
Thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
You're welcome, Bill.
And we will now go into executive session for client-attorney privilege. And we will return afterwards.
us on mute.
Hey, 74 cents you're saving. Of course, we're paying you to come on and get it, but that's a whole different. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, we'll now reconvene the Borough Council meeting after our executive session with our solicitor. After discussion with the solicitor, I would like to adopt a motion to authorize our solicitor to prepare an ordinance to revise regulations governing amusement arcades and take actions required by the municipality's planning commission code to obtain required reviews and advertise a hearing after expiration of the required revision period.
I'll make that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Where were we? Okay, we're on to reports.
Yeah.
All right. On reports, President's report. President Wilson is absent tonight, so there will be no formal President's report. As Vice President, I'd like to take a moment. As a veteran, I want to thank everybody that participated in the Borough's Memorial Day Parade. I especially want to thank the organizers who put it together. Your work really matters, and we appreciate what you guys did for the Borough. I also want to remind everybody that what Memorial Day actually is. It's not a day to celebrate. It's not about dressing like Uncle Sam. It's not about barbecues. It's not about a 3-day weekend. Memorial Day is a day of remembrance. It's about those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for our country. The celebration comes on the 4th of July. As a veteran who has lost friends in combat and have veterans' friends who have lost men and women in combat, this is not a happy day for us. Remember those who we lost. For some of us, Memorial Day hits very hard, but we want to thank everybody that came out and honored this day in our borough. Mr. Mayor, your report.
Thank you very much, Vice President, and for your comments, because they have a lot of truth to them. It's very important. I also agree with what the Memorial Day Parade and everything, thanks to the Rotary Club and also the VFW and all the folks that were involved, the police department and a lot of other folks around there. Also, the fire department, if you want some fun, look on YouTube and watch. They do these videos of them responding to fires throughout the town on the YouTube, and you can type it in there for the Palmyra Fire Department and check it out. And it will, I'll tell you, you see them, you hear about them responding, but you'll get to see this. And for the town and for the newspapers even, you know, reporting some very good things about volunteer fire companies and what they do. And if they see a video like this, people might be very interested in joining because it's very structural and very important. So I would also think that's really great. State insect. What is it in Pennsylvania? All right, well, thanks for letting me say it, even though you might know it. The firefly is our state insect, so I think that's a phenomenal thing. So I just wanted to let everybody know that there are some things that happen in this state are very unique, and I wanted you to know that when we see our firefly coming up here relatively shortly, you're going to see some great things. So with that, I want to thank again. This town is really starting to move along in very great direction. We're constantly improving, and I'm just thinking it's going to be great improvements as time goes on. So I want to thank everybody for everything that's happening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Any questions for the mayor? All right, moving on. Financial report. Financial statement as of April 30th, 2026 was in your packet. Brenda, anything to highlight on it?
Anybody have any questions? As you know, this is as of April, so if you're going down through all of the percentages, you would be at 33. 5%. No, April, we're 4 months, 30, anyway. What would we be at? It's been one of those days.
30-some percent?
33.
Yeah,
33.
she's the money woman. I got into government, so I don't have to count.
All right, moving on. All right, Fire Department EMS report.
There
Still across the
was,
street?
there was absolutely nothing that was provided at this point. They're still fighting with the reporting system, and you received the EMS report last time.
All right, next is the library report. Council Member Flegel.
Okay, what you're all waiting for, May was Himalayan sea salt was our spice. Which
Nice.
means next month's going to be more unique. Our donor tries to go from something that everybody has tried to something you've never heard of. So go over at the beginning of the month and find out what it might be. I'm not allowed to tell. Noggles, there were 282 community members came through. Thought that was awesome. Everybody loved it. Our annual fund drive resulted to date $12,505.57. So we're doing very well there. Well within our budget. We're doing good. Book sale in July.
Anything else for library? All right, next we will have the Western Lebanon Regional Police Department. Chief Winters.
You got your April statistics, any questions? Officer started, he's a couple weeks into the FTO program, and that's about everything in a nutshell, unless you have questions.
Everybody good? All right. Next is Recreation Committee, that is mine. Rec Committee met on April 15th. Everything's in your packet from our minutes. Commission approved the fence at Ridge Road parking lot. That has now been put in. We also met last Tuesday, and we officially brought Rebecca on board. She is now our director. She's doing a great job for us. She's working with everybody very well. And next is Solicitor's Report, and we think we've got that.
Yeah.
She was already here.
Yeah, you got that in person, didn't you?
Yes, yes, we did. All right, Zoning and Codes Enforcement. Zoning Hearing Board has no hearing scheduled for Monday, June 8th. That concludes that report. Any questions for zoning? You're happy, Bill? No, nothing June 8th? All right, Boroughs Manager's Report.
Okay, I'll try to make this quick because I know the hour is getting long. I received the information that I provided in your packet, the FEMA Review Council, their final report. This is a pretty comprehensive report, but one of the things that really came out of it, in my eyes, is how much is going to come down to the local level. I mean, this is, I'm working with Tracy Nornhold on this, your EMA director, and she's the one that provided all this information. I thought it was worthwhile to actually copy and put in your packet just to be aware of what's coming down the pike. But I think you're going to see more of the response requirements in emergency situations and emergency preparations is going to be at this level and not at the state or the federal level anymore. So, you know, with that responsibility brings the requirement to funding. So just FYI. So, also, just to update you, I gave you the information regarding the
Antenna.
find it, yes, the racist antenna. They did go to Moyer and receive the proposal, and that actually is coming out of their budget, not the borough's budget. I mean, we'll pay for some of it because we share those costs with other municipalities, but, you know, we budget for that every year, and they have this in their budget to do. So I just wanted to provide it to you so that you knew that it definitely is going to be done professionally.
Good.
What part of our budget will that come out of?
What's that?
What part of our budget will that come out of?
The
EMA.
the emergency management, the amount that we put towards Will Cream you. I don't
Cream
know
you.
what else to say.
Yeah, 'cause I think there was a line item in the budget for radio. so-
Right, so. And again, I apologize to Brad, who was here tonight. It was obviously an oversight of mine to not respond to him. I mean, this poor man emailed me on the 29th of April. I never got back to him. He emailed me again on the 13th, and I thought, I have to get this before you. What he is requesting for in the net complex to use the softball field at Memorial Park is actually for the weekends of June 20th, 21st, and June 27th and 28th. More so than that, just that. More so than just those 2 weekends, is previous councils have always frowned upon allowing a corporation like In the Net to use a community ball field because it's there for the residents. So this is, I don't know if In the Net is a profit-making company okay, so it's a for-profit company. We have had experience in the past from them using ball fields in the community, and the neighborhoods have been trashed because they bring people in from outside of the community and outside of the state to play in these. So in previous councils have set a policy to not allow that to happen because it takes the use of the field away from the community. I don't know where you all stand on this. I will tell you that June the 20th and 21st and June the 27th and 28th, the park is rented. The pavilion and the kitchen are rented for birthday parties and that type of thing. So your community, it's rarely a weekend in the summer that the park is not rented at this point. So I don't know what kind of thought you all have and what you want to follow on this, but whatever your direction, I can get back to Brad and let him know.
I agree with you on the not allowing a profit agency to use taxpayer-funded equipment. I mean, those ball fields are for our residents. You know, our Public Works Committee guys maintain that field. I mean, they're actually been working hard on this field, and
Looks good.
they're doing a great job. I mean, yes, we do rent the pavilion and kitchen and stuff, to the residents and sometimes out, but
Yeah, we do allow, like, it has been used and scheduled, like the church softball league has done it. They've used it and scheduled the nights that they wanted it. We've also had the Civic Baseball Association, which is a community 501c3 organization that have used it for the little ones, I mean, it's not obviously going to be a home run kind of ball field because of houses at the end of the field, but we do have community groups that use it.
and like the point you made, a lot of them are nonprofit. So like the church, and they're nonprofit, they also belong to this, they're also in this borough.
Right.
They are
So,
unfortunately in the net, nothing against in the net, they're in South Londonderry Township.
yeah, and
you know.
I'm not trying to, downgrade In the Net. I mean, they obviously provide, a service to the community. It's just that this particular ball field, if I rent the pavilion, okay, and I bring my family in for a picnic, and they're using the children's playground area, they're also gonna be using that with everybody else that's been, at the softball tournament. So it's up to you. I don't care what you want to do. But know that there will be cleanup afterwards, and so we've experienced that.
Do they pay for a permit, or?
No, that's the problem. So, we don't charge for the use of the softball field. No. We charge to rent the park, certain amenities in the park. You can rent everything for, I believe it's $150 for the day, or just the kitchen and pavilion for $100, or just the pavilion.
Water and stuff for that, right?
What's that?
They get the water usage, electric and stuff.
Yeah, it covers those expenses, the electric, the water, yes.
I think we just stick to the way previous council has done it.
I say we stick to what we have.
If that's a consensus, if that's a consensus, I will let him know.
Yeah.
And I will let him know in the morning. I may even send that tonight. And that's basically all I've had for you, which is enough.
Thank our crew for the excellent work Friday and the hurry up and the sinkhole we had in front of the firehouse. Thank them for jumping in and getting that fixed right away, because having a sinkhole in the ramp at the fire station is not a good thing.
Well, we had one there before, so it was huge. And that was right after the construction of the fire company, and it was fixed by the contractors. So we had, people here to do it. We opened the steel plates this morning first thing and determined that the fill that we put in on Friday has not disappeared. That's what we were afraid. So it's still there, it's still at the same level as when we put it in on Friday, and it spent the whole weekend. So I think we're at a point where on Thursday, they're planning to repave, build it back up, repave, and then we'll continue to watch it.
Okay.
And the fire company's been informed.
All right, moving on. Communications. The Borough received a letter dated May 12, 2026 from Chelsea Weebley, the Executive Director of Palmyra Public Library. The letter thanks the Borough Council for our continued support through the Library Fund and the $13,000 collected for the library. On behalf of council, we appreciate the update. The communication has been received. Any other business? Chief? Mr. Mayor?
Nope.
Brenda? Okay. Public comment period number 2. Second opportunity for the public to comment tonight. Please step to the microphone, state your name and address for the record, and limit your comments to 3 minutes. Okay, seeing nobody, that will conclude public comment. Borough Council will conduct the next public meeting on Tuesday, June 9th and Tuesday, June 23rd, 2026, beginning at 7 p.m. All meetings are open to the public. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it.